All right, you guys know that I love Logic Pro because this program has gotten me so much success in my music career. And I noticed that a lot of you guys are actually switching over to Logic Pro, or some of you guys are just, kind of going back and forth with your other DAW and this one and kind of seeing what's going on. And I noticed you guys are making some really dope beats, but you guys are not using the ultimate sauce of Logic Pro, and that is the Drum Machine Designer. And we're going to go ahead and go through it. And I'm going to show you guys how powerful the Drum Machine Designer is in Logic Pro. So let's get to it. Bolo! Hey, before we get started, make sure you guys go ahead and pick up my new drum kit, the Bolo's Buffs kit. Man, people have been going crazy over this kit. They've been sending me some really dope beats. And I'm telling you guys right now, I took my time on this one and I really made these sounds kind of stick out for you guys. So go ahead and get the Bolo's Buffs kit. Go ahead and get all my kits. Click that link in the description right now and go ahead and get it. And you would not be disappointed. I'm telling you guys right now. Let's go ahead and get to the video. All right, so we are now in Logic Pro and I'm going to show you guys how powerful this Drum Machine Designer is. So we already have it pulled up on the track right now, and let me show you guys what this thing looks like. So let's go ahead and pull this up, and bam, it looks like a drum machine, kind of like an MPC. 16 pads, all that stuff. And it has other banks. You can go ahead and add a multitude of sounds on here. It has several banks or whatever that you can add on here. But it looks like an MPC style of a thing going on. And it already has some sounds in here that I loaded up because it is very easy, because now that Logic supports 32-bit samples, we have every option that we can add on here. And let's see, I already got a bass in here for my Buffs kit. Let's go ahead and add one more bass. Let's add that one. All we got to do is just swing it right on in here. And then bam, it is there, and we can edit everything inside of the actual Buffs kit. So we can go ahead, and if we want to edit this kick, we can edit that, edit this kick, that. And as you can see, everything pops up individually to where we can edit everything in here. That's dope, but that's nowhere near the power of this, okay? This is where the power comes from. As you can see, we have everything on this track. So this is the whole kit right here. It says empty, but it's not empty at all. And if I go ahead and play this stuff on my keyboard, see, I can play my kick, do all my claps, all that stuff. But, where's it at? Why we can't see it? Because I ain't got it pulled up. So as you guys can see, everything is laid out. We can play this with our MIDI keyboard. So if I play the kick right here, you see, it lights up and everything. If I play the other kick, it lights up. Plays that one, okay? There goes my claps, okay? Hi-hats. And then I got my basses. As you guys can see, it works just like a MPC or any other type of drum machine. That's why it's called a Drum Machine Designer. But this thing gets way doper. You can actually go in and change all the parameters of these. You can do whatever you want and, edit and whatever we got to do. But that's nowhere near what you can do with it. Now we can go ahead and we can actually sequence with this, right? So say for instance, I want to just play it with my kick and my clap. I can actually sequence with my kick and my clap, or I can go ahead and open this up and I can sequence everything individually if I wanted to. But I'm gonna tell you the power of sequencing everything individually. Say for instance, if I went ahead and I made me a loop with just my kick in my hat. So let's just go in here and let's just make something real cool with the loop that we got right now. Okay, cool. I actually messed up on one of these notes. Let me take that out. So now I can go in here, and as you guys can see, all this MIDI information is in here from what we have loaded up with our kicks, claps, our basses, and all that stuff, okay? That's cool. Now, that's one way of doing it. And if we play it back out, right? If we play everything back out, let me make these a little bit smaller so you guys can see. So we played everything back out. As you guys can see, we can see the volume controls for the kick and for the clap in here, and we can go ahead and change the volumes of this right here, or we can click right here and we can change the volumes in here as well. That's cool. So we have the control over that, but we don't see these on individual tracks. So we can do it that way. And say, for instance, we want to add a bass. If we want to add a bass, unlike other programs, we can actually click on a bass. And once we click on the bass, once we open up this tab, if this tab is opened up and we click on a bass, this bass is now totally independent. So when we press on this bass, we can go fully up and down the octave. Watch this. What? And the good thing about it is we can actually go in, and if we want to change any further parameters of this, like maybe like the poly and making sure that the bass notes don't cross over or nothing like that, all we got to do is go into right here where it says the Q sampler right here. And then now we have full control over this one sound. So now we can go and change this poly. We got this to mono already. We can change that, and then we can change this root key to wherever we want to change it to. And right now we have the root key changed to C2, which that's why I like the range at. And we're going to turn this into a one-shot sample, right? So we play it, it plays it all the way through, or we can do a classic sample. We play it, it just stops until we either can hold a note out, or we can just tap it one time and it stops. I'm gonna do it as a one shot. And then right now, this loop is set at G sharp, okay, G sharp minor. So that means that if we play this, it's gonna start off right here. And then we can go ahead and play a bass right along with the kick and the clap. So let's go ahead and do that real quick. Just like that. And as you guys can see, it is on its own individual track. And then now what I can do is, say for instance, if I want a hi-hat or something on there, I can go ahead and either I can add the hi-hat to the whole group over here at the top, or we can add it individually. So like, say for instance, this hi-hat right here, this one right here, we can do whatever we want, and we can go far as down, or we can go all the way up to where we like it, which is right here. I'm gonna go ahead and add this real quick. Let's go ahead and add that. And just like that, it is done. And we can actually edit this. We can do whatever we want to do. Now, some of you guys are probably saying, okay, cool. What about exporting all this? How can we export this stuff to where we can export this and say, for instance, we want to drop it into another program? It is very easy to do that. Say, for instance, we did all of these tracks, well, minus the bass, because we want to use the bass to go up and down the octaves. Say, for instance, we put all these tracks even on this part right here, the top part, you know, where the whole drum machine designer is basically playing, right? Say, for instance, we did all the tracks on that and we open this up and we want to have these tracks on their own individual track. It is very easy. All you have to do is right click on it, go down here to convert, go right here to separate by note pitch. We click on that, bam, it automatically sends it to its own lane. So now everything is separated and it is done. So now if we want to go ahead and export all this stuff, we can just go right up here to file, go to file. Then what we can do is we can go to export, and then we can export all tracks as audio files. So let's go ahead and do that real quick. I'm going to show you guys what happened. Okay, so we just went ahead and exported everything. As you guys can see, we exported everything out individually. So now if we play each one of these, watch what happens. It plays all of them out on that track. Well, that track right there is the whole Drum Machine Designer track. It's like basically a whole track for the Drum Machine Designer. So it's going to play all of the sounds that are in there. So you'll have a whole track with all of the sounds. The next track is going to be independent. Watch this. It's the kick. Next track, it's the clap by itself. Next one's the hi-hat. everything is exported out and it is done just like that. Now hold up, one more thing. Some of you guys may ask, well, what about adding effects to the tracks? It's very simple. I'm gonna show you why. When we're playing these tracks out, as long as we have them on individual tracks, or even if we have them in the actual Drum Machine Designer kit tracks right here on this main track right here, let's say for instance we take those and put those back in there, right? So we can still go through here, and as you can see, the clap, the kick, the hi-hat, and everything is split up. And when you make your own Drum Machine Designer track, it automatically gives you a reverb and a delay aux in here. So say for instance we want to add some delay or reverb to the clap, let's just say we want to add some delay to the hi-hat, something crazy. And it's just like that. I'm telling you guys right now, this is the truth. And the good thing about it is you can actually take all of these sounds that you add right here into this Drum Machine Designer kit, and you can save the kit. You can save the kit with your sounds already in it. So when you open up the program, you can open up as a default kit, or you can have the program set up as a default. And in that way, you will not have to be searching for your best sounds. You can just already have it in the kit, and then you can control everything individually. Come on, man. Come on. Y'all got to come on to Logic, man. Come on to Logic. But yeah, the Drum Machine Designer is one of the best things that I've seen so far as like a VST instrument, and I love using it. There's some other programs that have something similar, but they don't have the total control over the single instruments like the Drum Machine Designer and Logic. And you can actually use other methods of making the beats. They have a whole like pattern arranger and everything. You can make the beats in as well and then export everything out. But this thing right here is powerful. So if you do not have Logic, go ahead and get it. It's in the Apple Store if you have, of course, a Mac. It's only like $199, and then it's like free lifetime updates. You cannot beat it. All right. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hope you guys learned something from it. And like I always say, peace out.